comp that G2 uses on this map.
Mango's kind of
and
banging.
so you need to rely on players like Akame to do their best
I like bananas too, for sure.
Shut things down with that chamber.
Okay,
really
we got DFM on attack, we got
on
GE on
flanks,
defense.
We
go for the double
share.
sheriff.
To mirror that in any way, because that's something that G2 does
Go for the Gen
well
G double sheriff. DFM running the
on his attacker side, trying to lock down mid. And,
I like
and
this
you can
comp.
see GE's already trying to get ahead of it. There's a spot
Damn, we got
Patrick
no
who-
Teo. Who would have thought?
Flash waiting for Jinboon over towards mid, but they're already out of it.
Wait, we got a Vice Killjoy? Dude, how are any teams going to get any attack rounds?
Tagged up, avoids getting taken down here. A couple sheriff shots at Patrick, who is down
that'll-
so very low.
That'll probably do it, to be honest, if we give him picks like that. It should have been a kill.
Still an opportunity for Patrick to find some impact here in the round.
That's opened up the orb at the very least, though, for DFM. Now they're going to seemingly set up for the B crunch. Although GE has an okay read on this. Trying to play into the smoke. Trying to catch DFM off guard, but they paused. They're waiting for the reinforcements.
Nice shot, nice shot. Nice shot.
All three players here on this B site.
Dude, all three shots got 3 kills.
Knocks him to the
Didn't even
floor.
worry about the recon as his mate handled
around.
it. That was very nice.
Spike now planted. Just Yudotan and Poppy. Try to see if they can do some damage and turn this back into their favor, but a 2v5, quite a bit to ask. Even if it is from these two players. Yudotan on the corner, snappy with the first shot. Doesn't manage to find Akame. Chamber on the floor. How much more do you look for before you call it quits and just look to try to die to the spike? Jinboon going to be noted here at Halls, just playing ring around the Rosie, not wanting to give him the opportunity as Yudotan does get tagged up here. Jinboon able to go ahead and
Some lovely shots into this round.
Pushes
I did not mind the idea from GE at all, to be honest. Recon late clear over towards B because they didn't see big numbers. They only saw kind of one fighting at the beginning.
Because this is G2's
Which is may being a beast, to be honest.
Like they do on this
It's may being a beast, and the fact that he's... Dude, they didn't even... They just ignored the recon.
Pretty impactful stuff, but another thing
like the plan from GE there is to swing someone 180s for the recon, and they both just ignore it and just start shooting.
And so is DFM. So tip of the cap, able to win another pistol round there. Gonna be the outlaw for Akame.
Wait, is that on purpose?
Intentional or not, it's cheeky to say the least. Nothing going to be noted there at A main. GE, similarly to what we were seeing on Lotus, just looking.
Wait, you at least know it's you at least know it's a clone when it's got a recon attached to it. Say that much.
Poppy on his lonesome. Over here at B at Halls.
Yep, and that outlaw so good on rounds like this about making sure that flanks are controlled, no kind of cheeky lurks are easily able to get through. And they're just going to keep marching forward towards B. May
yeah, looks like we're going to see too much.
Waiting for any kind of contact.
Let's read some subs. I missed some subs.
Out.
Chemiyuki, 10 minutes ago you gifted. You actually owned me on that one. Thank you so much, Chemiyuki. Appreciate the 5 gifted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got Ability Francesco as well. Dude, I always struggle with your name. Thank you for the 18 months. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate the prime. We got Pleb VT, the tier 1. We got Hearthead with the prime, and we got Dodgy as well. The 34 mums. Thank you so much, dude.
Your rotation's getting ready to come through.
Appreciate that. Where's Chemiyuki, dude?
The
There you are.
And
10 minutes? That's pretty good for me.
Just gonna get clustered up and wait for this spike to go off.
Honestly, if they went so far away with the Gamma stack, I'm just not even seeing that.
That's exactly how you drew it up here as DFM. Able to get some good value out of that outlaw and kind of force the issue in the next round for GE, but they didn't buy up. I don't think anybody bought
Tantalete with the tier 1 as well. Appreciate the 27 months. Thank you, thank you.
Should have full armor.
Yeah, so Economy's going to be in a pretty stable spot here. Some maybe minor util investments there.
Was Loud Crew a good game?
Either way, spike will go off.
It was honestly, it was 2 map stomps into a decent split.
As we get ready to go into their bonus round,
Split's worth watching. Split was fun.
All right, really curious now how the game plan opens up for DFM and what GE's responses are going to be. You know, you're basically forced into a position where you have to buy the full armors. That's the value of this outlaw. That's the value of the chamber on this map. One of the values is that you can put your opponents in economic odd situations.
I just think Yoru is so strong at the moment.
Going to be able to do. And you know, as DFM, you're going to want to play slow. You're going to want to play methodical with this double Sentinel composition.
As in, like, you want to put a Yoru in here? Yeah, I would prefer that every single day.
Trying to get ahead a little bit.
Oh my.
Shot connects. Kelly S.
They didn't think they would disrespect the Fawns. I like the idea of those smoke Fawns so you can take A control. DFM nearly get away with one.
Still some damage
they tried to...
Looks like Kame considering scaling
they tried to just
for a little bit more.
Sneakily get a pick. The only reason Kelly S is alive because of heavy armor. And they're in a really good position to split.
From Art, but shoulder's going to be spotted. It's a little tiny bit of damage through the box. So fake out goes his way. Ultimately, not going to be able to turn away from it.
Especially on a bonus, yeah, gotta be breaking that.
Up a little bit more util as the drone pushes forward into Art, but it's getting cleared out. They continue to disguise May behind that box.
Okay, they're going to turtle back a sight.
Going for the bait out. The wall
Oh,
comes
he's
up.
baited out the wall and they lost Art. This is rough. When does Crystal has his recon, let's keep an eye on that. Give me like a recon off.
This was just a rotate as well from Patrick.
Oh, it does get one scan, so they know it was a fake TP.
Trying to counteract. Still though, 3 players trying to grind through here.
Wait, where'd that flash go?
Push out of the smoke, and Bobby just doesn't know which way to look. Jinbung able to find 2 as Kelly.
Oh yeah, that's unlucky timing.
Crystal as well. All falling to the floor. A solid shot. Patrick who will find the hit there.
But yeah, very, very nice bonus for them. GE need to fight one of these, I think.
Trips the wall. They'll know exactly where he's at.
This is a good example of just... I think they either need to fight one of these heavier, or if they are going to tussle, I think they got to... like 1-1 this, and then obviously because you've lost so much map control, you should have another here.
They're being methodical. They're
but the guy in pit was just kind of isolated.
That GE is trying to set up, getting through that. You know, there's a double sentinel on the other side of the map as well. It's a very different looking double sentinel because you have the KJ instead of the chamber. So you have to be extremely thoughtful. Because you can get caught out at a moment's notice by an alarm bot, or you walk over a nano,
looking like another stomp.
Things like that.
It's a great
can
start
all
for
of a
DFM.
sudden change the destiny of a round. So you gotta like what you're seeing from DFM. They seem very ready, very well prepared to kind of dissect and surgically cut apart the defenses that Global Esports wants to put into place.
Because they had 2 here,
Jinbung there,
so they're like prioritizing the wrong positions, really.
All too casual to be able to come away with that 3K.
It should always be 2 here. Like this rotate here shouldn't be joining the teammate here. Should always be going over towards pit, so that you can have like the crossfire here, so that they can't ever take back a site.
It's so powerful if you can get some of these rounds going. If you can win that bonus, it makes it so difficult for your opponents. You know, yes, Yudotan is going to have the full armor, but nobody else will. Although, seems like DFM is realizing they left a little bit of space open. Better double check. Make sure that no one had pushed through towards shops.
Okay, we got the hero gun for Udatan
creeping their way forward,
because of the save.
GE to get a pretty good read. They haven't
the stack is going to come in, but they're not going to have the guns. But they got 3 sheriffs.
They can quickly rotate all the way over. Going to use that smoke to get even deeper.
The problem for GE is
now, you do have that Yoru.
The DFM comp is very good on defense.
Potentially throw the clone through, throw a flash through, try to clear out that Hall's position.
They need to win the half.
Just spotted the recon, not getting cleared fast enough through the wall. Kill does come through. It's Kelly S. Tucking away with the ball too, and suddenly the round is absolutely shifted. GN will stabilize.
Nice
another, but
shots.
Kelly S with a 3rd sheriff shot. Thorns thrown in. Akame sliding forward over towards screens, making some noise here, but now is all on his lonesome. Just that outlaw. Try to keep him in
No
it,
comms? Dude, I'm worried that there was too many comms.
Like
how's this guy not hearing the bullets being fired from here?
Once again, it's 3 rounds in a row into a thrifty loss. Just like the way Lotus ended, Global Esports get themselves on the board.
And this is
all
about
they pick up some guns here as well, right?
Back control.
1 gun saved, 2 guns picked up.
With an eco buy, things just kind of fall apart there for DFM, and they're just kind of not calming well, in my opinion, about those Halls positions. And they fall apart because of it. And you're not using that Euro util to clear that Hall spot
now we get the op off.
To kind of make it easy for Global Esports.
We got the attack op. We got a Euro ult as well.
That.
And
it really works a treat.
Recon over
so
towards
another good call, another good round for Kelly S. The MVP on map 1.
That Vice orb over towards
Spot on
Kelly
Patrick, who does have the operator. He's going to challenge this. It is an operator as well for Akame. So Patrick, who I think not liking that he had got identified, didn't want to give them the opportunity to set up any kind of trickery there. Akame so far forward here towards Art. 2 players though right around this corner. A high-low setup for Crystal and Poppy.
Wait, is that what he said? That's so funny.
But okay, it doesn't actually check behind the box.
Ooh, that's a big miss.
Not connect either.
Gets away with it.
A little bit of a jiggle out now.
Your ult's gonna scan over towards site.
Dimensional drift in from May, just scouting out the A site.
Oh, he's sticking it.
Information gathered. Do they read that he's tucked away here?
I think he TP out.
Poppy scales forward up into that smoke, just sat there quietly.
Flash to re-clear the info, but we kind of saw how this worked earlier.
At A main.
And they at least have better positions this time. This doesn't make sense from Crystal.
Dead there at Flowers. Kelly S on the re-peek. We'll find May. Gets the punish. Art going for this plant. Are they just timing him out of the smoke? Looks the answer is going to be no, but they are able to find the follow-up off the back. The flash is so damn clean.
All 3 tanked this Vice Flash, by the way. This Vice Flash is legit. This is back-to-back rounds.
2 huge back-to-back rounds. As he nearly pulls off an ace and gets Global their 2nd round win.
That Flash is lovely,
DFM guessing. And again,
this
the diligence
everyone.
is sort of there for DFM, but they're not really being
cognizant
hit the guy A main,
smoke hit the guy bottom of arm.
They were able to deal with it in the pistol round, but here in a different spot, they're just not quite ready.
Yeah, Crystal at least learns a lesson here. You should be thinking the same as like when you play B on Ascent as well.
The Vice Flash as well on
the
that
recon to clear this doesn't make sense.
Feel like they can start turning this around.
You know when you play B on Ascent, right? You want to save your recon for like the back wall when you get to like the last 40 seconds. He should be doing the same here. He's trying to like recon here, but honestly, you can just hide behind this wall as well. Like this recon isn't actually good.
Even though Akame was whiffy on that
it's not like the
shot.
recon he's going for is going to give him good info.
Crystal trying to set up, trying to bait for Patrick, who would just
You'd always just be using it for the back walls. And honestly, there's a back wall up here that's pretty good.
Shot.
Or you have the window here.
Putting the Sova down on the floor.
Or the wall here.
How you can
like all the recons apart from what he did is good.
So the Vice wall to cover that angle if there is any kind of lurk out there.
The nice thing for GE here, even though they're passing down, is that they have the double here, so they can actually look over towards A.
For the flash out onto the push. This time Kelly S not going to be given the opportunity to go for the heroics of the previous 2 rounds.
I think in the 4v5 there,
3v5,
they have to gamble.
DFM.
Oh, that shot kind of went for him.
But either way, covering fire from the rest of his teammates, are able to find Yudotan.
I think GE
and that now
are missing a little bit of understanding of the map.
Do you really try to play for this one? You know that there's
it's just small things.
On the side of DFM that are dangerously close.
But it's 2 small things back to back. When you get the Vice wall here and you're holding A, like no one 5-person hits over towards here. So you're 4v5, so you should always like double up this and try to get info in, in my opinion.
Not going to be allowing for Global
or you like group and push this.
A 4th round win.
But instead they're like 1-1, 1-1.
No
matter what, you're always going to get traded on these ones.
He's able to find that big opening first kill, not giving the opportunity for Patrick Hu to trade. Getting that jiggle peek kill.
Yeah, I just think their reaction's wrong,
for
basically.
Global Esports. And you can see Global is always trying to set up these little tricks, these little traps, try to catch DFM off guard. Worked a couple rounds in a row, but this time around DFM going to get the better of them. Doing a great job being diligent with clearing the util.
That's 4, yeah, but they're playing together. I want like a 1-2-1.
Mid connector towards the doors. That's dealt with.
Yeah, they're playing solo
DFM
even.
This time around, able to come through on the better end of it. Just kind of march their way forward towards the site. That's a big win.
Yeah, a bit more to cheer for there for the DFM fans over in Tokyo. His timeout call will come through here for Global Esports, their first of the series. See what the adjustments end up looking like.
Well, and I think you probably want to talk about some of the ults that you're going to have as GE here. You have the Vice ult, you have the Sova ult, so you've got some ability to play retake or to maybe set up another kind of trap where you catch DFM on the execute. So you might want to talk about, okay, how are we going to use our utils to try to get the information on, get the read on how we play the round. You know, if you can catch them at the right time, you can throw those couple of ults down, really keep DFM from being able to get a comfortable plant in, or just try to flush them out of a retake setup. But it's difficult.
Yeah, everyone's chipping in.
With the Vice ult and with this composition that DFM is going to be running, if they could get a plant down on B or something like that, use those sniper rifles, it could be really, really tricky to try to get some value out of those situations. So a lot to consider, a lot to talk about as GE. They are going to have still have an operator of their own, still able to get the full buy going. Like you mentioned as well, there's some big ults that are almost in play for DFM as well. So
and GE still at least making it look like they want to fight.
Trying to buy a little bit of extra time and space.
They do a deeper smoke and forms.
Really good confirmation. Art's gonna a little bit of damage.
But it's getting disrespected, so need to punish. Probably need to Astra Star on top of it and fight it once.
Shock Dart looking for that follow-up Thorn, but a little bit deeper, more central to the site.
Thorns have a gap, yeah, and I'm not sure ever got exploited in pranks.
Again, signals that this is
damn,
some kind
bro
of trap
plays close to his monitor.
To try
Holy.
to disrupt the plant, to try to disrupt the execute. They've got a couple players stacked though. Another high-low setup, sort of, but drone actually
back, but no, it actually cut. Yeah, it does cut across over towards that B side.
Yep.
And instead, I mean, they just face forward. Crystal eats an immense amount of damage, but
really important
takes a headshot there from Mutaton, is able to find a kill. Hunter's Fury going to be gained in death.
Okay, Crystal.
Thorn's now going to be popped.
Let's do the right recon this time.
Dissuading them from pushing forward onto the site.
He's doing the same on every single time.
Flash out, the pace coming through, and Kelly S able to go ahead and collect two.
Dude, this flash is
Fury now from Crystal, just
owning DFM though.
Trying to see what he can find, but he's now just down to Akame to see if he can deal a little bit more damage, make this a bit more costly.
Flash again, yeah, it's the only reason they're winning.
Global Esports.
It's the only reason they're actually like winning anything on A.
Anticipates the close angle, doesn't have the op out fast enough, tries to go for a flick, but inevitably will have to go ahead and rendezvous out to safety. The time will dwindle, and the timeout call from Global Esports.
He kind of wants to do a little bit of damage to goes aggro, but shouldn't be getting anything here.
Yep, really like this timeout from Global Esports. Kind of similar ideas.
Every round,
but you don't even have to use
Kelly S, yeah, you're not wrong.
The Steel Garden from Kelly S, because
3K
they just found
here,
great timing on the
flash into 4K here, flash into 2K here.
That in the back pocket.
Yeah,
go up against this big ult cycle that DFM has coming into play.
Ninja, hello mate.
Potentially just really rip this half away from them. But I'm kind of starting to get a little bit concerned here for DFM. They're not really
this flash, yeah.
kind of reading
I think
these
there's
trap
one
plays
thing
on
that DFM needs to talk about.
go for it.
And looking like Kelly S is like, well, I've got away with it twice now. I probably need to move this one.
Kelly S finds a couple big kills while DFM is walking down that ramp.
You might see the issue with the Jet here instead of the Euro.
Across. Patrick Hood trying to look for it here. Shots
on
both sides. Both going to be going a little bit wide.
I mean, he gets away with it, but you can see why it's a lot harder.
Patrick Hood pulls back over towards Halls, maybe considering a little bit of a repeat, but looks like he'll opt to hold the safer angle. DFM, though, no rotations, no thought of really playing around with A.
It was so close, yeah. I mean, if they had actually hit the shot, it's done.
Storm their way forward into the B site before any kind of reinforcements can come through.
Whoa, it's a lot of ults.
Pulled here on the ultimate. Weapons taken away from the side of DFM here for a brief little moment.
Uditan, you're a maniac.
It's going to be the shot there from Jinbung with the classic in hand. Go ahead and finish off the enemy KJ. Drone still guarded now in play. No one going to get caught by that.
Dude, look at how many ults have been used into this round.
Absolutely dissecting the map.
So many ults.
Trying to look for a timing, trying to catch them off guard. It's a bong to the wayside. He's in control now here in the hands of DFM, but Shock Dart at the feet.
Oops.
Damage found as May. Flash going deep enough, and that's the last one that he has at the ready. But as the wall falls, it's going to be Crystal, who actually manages to find Kian and May. A 2v3, the drone not going to be finding a damn thing. Star set up for the pull. The recon going to be lobbed in. Quickly cleared as the spam fight begins. And Art wins it out. Another tap from Crystal. But there's just realistically no hope in hell. Would have to be an ace clutch. There's just not enough time for him. Even if he can get the eliminations, he cannot get the defuse. The teammates for DFM.
I mean, it was nicely done from DFM. It's a costly loss for GE. They put a lot of ults into it.
To get a tied-up scoreline.
Yeah,
Vice was popped because of the solo tag of the drone, I think. Maybe it's the recon. Yeah, double Astro.
A timing play.
Tell me this.
Yeah, that's nasty. Crystal is... We know how good he can be. 3 kills in that round, but again, with that chamber, with the operator, with the deep post
the Astro, yeah,
onto the site,
it didn't massively.
Really to deal with
I mean,
that,
it made sense, I guess, the GE ult, but no one really does this anymore. It's just way easier to like force them to play site and then just save it for the retake. Like, with this ult they had to do, it needed to be everyone facing, but it ended up just be one person swinging into like 4.
Just looking for yet another peak, really trying to limit test there. The tailwind available, but now has to back.
I do think
from the angles. As Yudaton.
I think GE getting exposed a little bit. Like DFM have way too many rounds for their comp. And there's a lot of like.
Try his luck. Does manage to
there's a lot of like questionable plays from GE where it feels like individuals are trying to cover up the fact that they don't feel confident in their team on this map. I see so many like plays that don't need to happen.
Sneaky plays on both sides of the map.
All the walls there, and Art is completely trapped in.
Kelly S has got some lovely Vice stuff though.
Thorn's now popped on the opposite side, and Kelly S just staying tucked back. Reinforcements a world away, but it seems like he likes his odds. No one looking to really join in alongside him in this position. The spot out there, onto one player. Now look at the try to flood and overwhelm.
Second kill's impressive.
Still doing well to come away with another. Woo. Kame dead. May just taking the time, grabbing the orb, spike in hand. 19 seconds left on the clock. It's just going to be a save for the operator in all likelihood. Or maybe the call says, you know what, we don't need it. I do have a tour de force. Either way,
very nice.
Forward, find the kill, and Global Esports
they need every single round.
Continue to keep this absolutely neck and neck.
Yeah, and again, it's, you know, kind of a game of cat and mouse between these two teams. Whose trap plays can work better? And when you're able to find that opening pick as Patrick, who a really nice play.
Again, the micro stuff on GE, like whoever's gone over or put the forward into the Vice stuff is good. They got some really nice Vice stuff.
And DFM doesn't check
put some BBL Magnum. Magnum is a player that, like, sometimes I've really liked him, sometimes I haven't liked him. In the role that he's gonna play, I really like him. Where he's just like, he's just heavy sentinel and he doesn't have to IGL or anything. So this is where he's historically looked best.
Not necessarily as devastating as losing Gen.
It is a good pickup from them.
So far, nothing really being allotted over to DFM. GE wanting them to have to really fight to gain any kind of information, any kind of space.
In other roles, I don't think he looks good, and as an IGL, I don't think he's good.
But they've got such a good read.
But as like a solo sentinel, like as his main natural role, I think he's good.
To the other side of the map, kind of cover A a little bit heavier. Helps when you get the spot onto Akame as well, or Art, excuse me, and things getting a little bit dicey. Crystal gonna get ahead of this wall. Are they gonna be ready?
Timing is gonna be incredible.
The timing spots on the first, pulls the trigger, finds it. Did he happen to be
taken? He was in the smoke waiting for him.
Right
Same flash again, but this time I'm pretty sure
only able to find
they turned it.
Art,
oops.
Down to 5 HP. Global Esports.
I watched his camera there as well.
Able to tie things up.
That was funny, man.
Yeah, with Yudotan still in connector, no time to shift to the other side of the map.
Okay, big play from Crystal there.
Save at this point. Grab a gun here for Akame. Sit and spawn and hide and wait this out.
He's too locked in. I mean, he ate a bit of the flash, right?
Try to reassess some of what's going on. Maybe you've got one of those high tempo executes that you can try to dial in right now. Kind of turn things around. This is just, again, these trap plays. They're just not really reading the timings of when and where GE players can be when they can push out of those smokes. You know, you just don't anticipate it. And that's really been the name of the game and the adaptation.
Did May forget he sent his TP on site? No, it was more just the fact that someone was in there, Smoke.
They can win those opening kills if they can win some of those opening fights. That's when they're able to kind of really work the map methodically. But Patrick, who again, trying to get into the cubby.
Like the only place he dies from is on site, like in the smoke. That's it.
Contest that, try to challenge it. Just gonna set up the arc rose, but yeah, okay. TP out, please. Do not try to go for that angle. That's gonna open up space for Yudotan. He's gonna try to challenge him a bit.
Time to jump.
Okay, dimensional drift considered here. The gate crash goes through. Oh, he gets that ult off just in time. An attempt at clearing the gate crash, not quite going to connect there with the shorty. Spots out both players, gets himself over to Hall. Kami at the same time just pushing forward into the...
Felt like he was kind of caught out in the open though, right?
Taken down. TV back out from main.
It's kind of nice from DFM.
The pivot. DFM
made it look like a B split, but actually the heavy path over towards mid. And they called out the rotate.
Not spotting anybody
like
over
Pappy wasn't even expecting it.
A quick jump peek there from dugout on the wall now.
Surely we can't get away for the flash swing again.
The stairs to try to slope the approach. The Thorns very much locking everyone in place. 27 seconds. Looks like a pivot call is going to be made here from DFM now, sprinting their way towards B.
Yudotan has double molly. Dude,
still here. If you
throw the molly down.
From Halls,
anytime.
That lockdown can come out. It's waiting patiently. Footsteps spotted. The shot there. Swinging forward.
Huge, man. Sure, who needs you to?
And kills them all. And Art will find one, make it the other, but the time, it's out of their hands.
Dude, they might actually get the 7-5.
Yudotan so quiet, so patient, so deadly. Gets GE the round win. 3 in a row to now move up 6-5.
And again, the protocols.
DFM, I mean, they probably have enough rounds, to be honest with you.
Is falling apart.
This was a cool
DFM.
little play from
He's
them.
Gonna see those feet.
This pivot
right
over towards B obviously wrecked him. And like Yudotan, even though I mean, he had multiple ways of playing it, to be honest.
So nicely.
He could have just stored him out with mollies, or he just plays quiet.
And it worked right into Yudotan's hands. And they're not clearing Hall. We've seen this a couple times where they're not dealing with that very crucial position. I mean, you look at the teams that are really good on this map.
They over-rotated
it's
for
because
sure.
a lot of it, when they go B, they're clearing that Hall. You know, you see like T1, for example. They're throwing their duelists into that Hall to make sure it's clear. Every single time. You know, Buzz in particular is going to be one of those players who's making sure that that part of the map is theirs. And now you've got an ult here, like you said, for Yudotan.
And used it in the previous round when I thought he might just
go ahead and ensure it didn't need it. Or do we wait?
As Crystal peek out,
Very
Crystal.
Nice. Wait, little double.
Finding two, the Hunter's Fury, Patrick Hu, Yudotan both going to be taken down at the same time.
Swung out.
But they have to respect this lockdown. They have to peel away. Spike not yet planted.
I thought they kind of got the win there, to be honest. I don't think they needed to swing, but I get they're trying to duel people as they're dodging the ult.
Quite a bit invested from both sides.
But they stopped the plant, so anyone else sticking on site, like, you know they have to leave the site.
Full HP armor across the remainder of these players. Art down to 5.
This has been so slow, though.
30 seconds left.
DFM is really unaware of what's going on in the map.
Fully believing it seems like that this is going
to be the one pass and fake from Art is going to work here.
He's passed the spike over.
Yeah, he knows that they heard him.
The wall activated now. Noise being heard here.
Crystal has double
sprint. If he gets interrupted at all, it would just be the end of the round, but they're still running low on time. 8 seconds remaining.
Crystal.
Takes to the site, looking to go for the plant. Shock dart.
That's so unlucky, man. If he had actually just like chilled. No way, Arca's a kill with a 5 HP as well. It's a devastating round for GE. They get punished for the mistake.
Thorns popped. Stopping any attempt at a Hall's push. Kami taking a little bit more damage. Jinbung. Last unscathed player is Crystal.
5 HP?
Finds himself a third. 5 HP. They
holy,
almost line up for him.
Dude, GE managed to scrape out 7 here. That's kind of wild. Kelly has had an absolutely crazy half.
This is after DFM.
I think DFM have enough rounds still.
What a run back.
Switching sides.
Yeah, they're just doing a great job of getting the read on things.
This comp is legit on defense.
So far, I'm really, really stoked about the way Kelly S is running the ship.
The way the Crystal can win this though,
so
like maybe.
And they are just keeping DFM
like
guessing.
If he has good shocks,
trying to make some
break
cheeky
most
moves,
of the Vice stuff.
That they went over to A when they're actually doubling back towards B. That gets them to plant, but then they kind of spread and they're not able to win some of these 1v1s. I feel like it's a lot down to Yuto because he kind of needs to make sure that the chamber can't get too much as well.
A lot
of these cool, cheeky ideas that, you know, this comp is actually kind of built to sort of deal with. G2, that's when I was watching them, you know, in the lead up to Masters, when I was watching them at Masters, that was something they do really well. You know, EDG would try to throw all these kind of trap plays, and they just kind of handle it nicely because you've got a couple TPs, you've got some ways to kind of
turnarounds.
handle some of that
it was
pressure,
like
but DFM doesn't have those
a
protocols.
lot of hero plays from Kali S, and then
they were getting
actually started winning rounds as a team.
And not really able to keep control of that information game.
DFM would be a little bit gutted.
It was really
they had like
was ahead in that regard.
They got wrecked by the same flash quite a few times, and that pivot that pivot over towards B, when honestly they had like all the A info that they needed, like A control that they needed. It was kind of rough.
Widely quieted after the start of this map. It's been Patrick who the one who's widely been filling this.
What's happening? There's just straight up party out there. Well, it looks like.
And I will not claim to speak Tagalog, but something tells me he's had some choice words thrown out in some of these post-round replays. But given the way that he's been playing, hey, you've absolutely earned it.
No doubt. He has just been stellar today in every aspect. May out in the open, able to TP out.
Oh.
Trying to bait a bit for Akame, but he got spotted. Turret there as well, so not really a ton.
Oh.
Would have been a hell of a shot.
Yeah, it's kind of close.
Rendezvous back into the corner, but they should know pretty much exactly where he's gone. So for now,
the problem with this is this TP not committed so much that he has to be left side.
Could just go for a
I guess it could be on the corner.
Try to flush him out, but as the Nebula comes up, he will be able to reposition, just keeping him covered.
Trying to set up a crunch plate in towards B Link. May and Art trying to cut this off. They're going to have to cede control of the B side over. If they can get this flank under control, could still be good.
Oh, Art able to find one. Poppy trades it out. Takes a little bit
lot
of
going
damage.
on.
Looks for a timing. Seeing the shock dart fly. Cannot confirm the kill, and Poppy's just holding down the door.
Ooh.
1 for 1 on the map.
This might get
pistols.
close.
2-2 in the series. Global
I mean,
Esports
normally
now,
this is an attack side of map, but with these comps, it's for sure.
Yeah, if that
Defense
trap play doesn't completely eliminate GE's flank, if they don't have 2 players there, if it's just the one.
And like that, when you get the chamber comps and you can't get that op out early, it's pretty devastating.
They're just reading DFM at every twist and turn. May stuck in a bad spot, had to go for a hero play, couldn't convert. And GE looking like they might just take this map pick of DFM away from them, get some revenge from kickoff. DFM was able to take them down.
I mean, they got 5 bullets.
Tap the orb and
on the chamber, that's about it.
High pen guns.
Oh.
Well, speaking of, it's a good kill for Yudotan. Catches Jinboom just out on the side on B. Maybe just the timing with the smoke there.
The VOD is live, it's all good. Hey, that's nice.
I'll see it back, but Global not looking.
What a shot.
Advantages. Very nice.
Well, he's got 4 more of those.
Shot there from Akame, finds Kelly S. Cluster up here from DFM. Call expecting this push here on the A site, but as Yudotan continues to scale forward, could just go ahead, sign out for the rest of the team, signal to them. This B site widely is opened up. It seems
yeah, but DFM are onto this pretty early.
Timing, though.
I mean, they don't have the guns for it. Oh, wait.
Second guessed it.
No, they're not.
Yep. Are going to be sticking around
here.
here.
They second guessed.
I don't know if maybe some footsteps got heard by Akame or something, but I thought maybe G was too far for that. It's just hard to say.
30 seconds left.
What convinced them that it was in fact A? They're going to know here in a second.
Yeah, they are.
Well,
and there's the bad news.
Pretty sure they're just not going to give him anything here.
Group up 4 headhunter bullets in the hands here of Akame. Try to make a go of it, get a little bit more damage here perhaps. pulling off the
Good attempt just walking with Marshall. Yeah, but I mean, this is a nice way to approach the anti-eco. Like, I've been flaming a lot of people's anti-ecos today, but this was a lovely anti-eco. Like, using the Marshals, pretty much the human drone, like the best gun against the no armors.
Tiny bits of damage. Okay, eventually will get taken down. May find Xenoton.
Okay.
But the time, not really going to be there.
Time, but it's still good damage.
Here on out.
Oh.
Something that might just be the end of it, and it is.
Sure.
2 players surviving. Once again,
they got some guns out of him.
The damage
they got 2 good guns and a martial out of him.
Esports get themselves up to 9 all the same. A massive win streak now across the 2 halves.
Yeah, you're really going to need to have a little bit of that and more. Just a jiggle peek. No smoke was even up. And long-range gunfire. That beat working a treat. A little bit of Astra util in there for good measure. Not that it was.
All right, let's see what the
really
bonus
needed.
is like. Well, the good news for GE, because they got the kills there, is that they're going to get Astra ult pretty early on, 2 away, so they're going to get the ult fast.
Ghost. So GE here with weak weaponry. Gonna try to challenge this mid position. And Akame is holding down. Bit of an off angle.
Who at the ready is going to have to be Johnny on the spot with it. Finds the first overstays,
take your 1 and get out.
It's out for a little bit more, not necessarily anticipating that it was going to be a 3-player push in from Art. Speaking of, Art on the crossfire. Out on the side, able to find one. Patrick who going to be put down. Solid advantage gained here for the side of DFM as they need to prevent this bonus conversion. Trying to right the ship. Gian. A bit of damage there on the crystal, but unable to find the headshot.
Yeah, they're just kind of waiting this out. Art's got to be so careful. If he can't win a 1v1 against Poppy, coming out of Link.
Flash, recon, Poppy swings. Oh, got hit by the recon.
That's one way to deal with
honestly,
it.
the fact that he got a kill there is everything.
So finds that kill, giving his life for the cause. DFM from here.
Divine Evil, thanks so much for the 11 months, man. Thank you, I appreciate that.
There's 20 seconds remaining.
Oh.
Elias is still able to find a kill.
No way.
Swing out, Jinbung dead. All on
oh my dude, it's a devastating run for DFM. Respect to the 2, man. Respect to Pappy and Kelly S, but oh, DFM, that's a rough one. They're on different pages as well. One's trying to Astra stun, one's swinging. We're swinging off of the tap of the spike. No spams.
You know, force that chamber into a bad position. You have to TP.
I'm very impressed with Kelly S, though. I think Kelly S is playing great.
Doesn't happen. And then Art, this position here on A, he has no help. He has to either win the battle at A-Link against Poppy if Poppy pushes that angle, or just do what he did.
Yeah, there's just too many mistakes in this round for DFM as well.
Down, but then
like just
that opens up the
being
site
a little bit
GE.
greedy with the chamber as well.
You know, there's no real backup and coordination in that position for DFM. Need to work through some of these defensive setups a little bit more, in my opinion, to make sure that you know there's backup ideas there. There's something else other than get the 1 and done. You need a little bit more coordination. We've seen a lot of that from GE today. They've been doing a great job.
Oh. This time, Akame not gonna
be able to find that again, I love how they just handle these ecos. They just have someone with an outlaw when they can buy light armors, and they have the marshal into the actual eco. And then if he's alive, he can call his team over towards B. If he dies, they pop over towards A. It's simple. It's actually what when Pal came back into this map pool, I actually said on stream like quite a lot, this is like my favorite way of handling the ecos. Just set an outlaw or a marshal up, and then literally just keep it simple, and if he dies or if he kills everyone.
The second shot is able to find Poppy. Crystal, however, there for the punish. Comes away with the kill. Full flash there on to Kelly S. Forces him into the back of dugout. Realistically,
with this plan, it still should be okay.
Attempt at the thorns, but
big recon.
Cleared the recon.
Dude, he didn't trust in Crystal to shoot it. Crystal owned it from there. Shot the recon angle, both of them as well. They actually played the 2v2 very well. I love their anti-ecos. This is my favorite way of handling anti-ecos on this map.
I love these post-plan ideas from Global Esports. That positioning with the spike.
I do think that maybe Yudetan kind of forced that a little bit too much, but
taking any damage, and they can play
still the overall idea is good.
Because they've got control over secret, set up a
Karma,
crossfire
4-1-2-3 with the tier 1. Thank you so much for the 2 months.
Really challenging for DFM to try to break that open. A really nice on-the-fly idea. Works a treat. You do have Maze ult here. You have the operator for Akame. So has to be turned around right now for DFM. That's almost all of your cash invested in this. You know, yeah, you've got enough for another buy in the next round, more or less. But
yeah, it's got to be now for DFM.
GE's got time and money on their side. They're just waiting out. Gonna get ahead of that wall, maybe. Nope, just one.
Who's up over the top, catches a glimpse there. May eating some damage, eating it dead.
He's just free farming at the top there, saw them both the whole time. They should know another one's pit.
Here into the corner, thought maybe go for the spray, just try to get the wallbang shot on the Kelly S. Now attempting it, but the spike is already in play. The plant is there, and now there's a cosmic divide staring them all in the face.
Yeah, and you got the op for the retake.
Push from the other side of this cosmic divide.
You got to wait out the wall, but at the same time you need to go fast because you know they have an Astra.
You'd love to have the dimensional drift still at the ready. Push out the quick peek from Jinbong, able to find one, but Kelly S situated up close, gets rid of Gian Art, falling moments before.
Yeah, and Crystal's just going to secure this. First tap is Astra sucks, second tap is ult.
Surely DFM, you have to get out of here. Consolation prize,
do it off the first tap.
Does allow you to drop this Hunter's Fury. But this round,
okay, to secure it no matter what.
Is not yours. Global
yeah, dude,
Esports
G looking better.
Match point.
It's difficult to watch this because this DFM team.
It's difficult to watch because this is a lot of rounds in a row. No, 9.
Confident in some of their decisions. They're not creating flank angles. They're not trying to work against the ults of their opponents. And I would say if you're going to stack up behind this Cosmic Divide, you make a great point here, Achilleos, that not only do you not have Maze ult, but you don't have the flashes either to try to break through to the other side of that Cosmic Divide. So you need to create flank angles there. You need to go through Art and clear that, and then try to make your retake.
All right, 7 chances.
Instead, they just try to go for a kind of a flood play.
Yeah, no, the A-hold's getting wrecked
Plus
as
there's
well.
The Cosmic Divide there. Okay. That's not great for Akame.
Oh, man, he's just moving out of position of his TP as well.
Ronnie, who does not go out. They're just trying to reposition Art desperately. Urbanly hunting here for a kill and will be rewarded with one.
And it's a good trade back,
down,
but
so at least able to trade one out.
And that's the smoke's gone. That makes this round, in theory,
greedy for a chamber. Yeah, there's been a couple of rounds.
So far forward,
It's been greedy.
Able to outduel him.
Dude, Art's trying to do it on his own.
Kelly S getting a bit damage still. Not going to be dead quite just yet, but is whittled away at down to 40 HP. Making this a bit more unlikely to be the conclusion of the map, but
oh god,
he's got different ideas. How patient
we got to consider this at one point though, right?
At the same time, able to find Kelly S, so now he knows that he's running out of time. Spots the first player. Would love to go a little bit deeper, get some more information, but instead we'll just settle for killing the Jinbong here at Flowers. Now invests the lockdown.
Oh, and that alarm bot, so smart.
The swing around the back, the fake out, catching a shot. Chan able to find the kill there, but the detain, it manages the strike. Crystal comes away with one. May still here, sending out the flash. The time is just not going to be on his side. They play it wisely.
Yeah, nicely played from May in the end.
Not overstepping here. They will get themselves another round victory.
Sure, we'll count it down, but it feels a little bit like the first map where it's just like too late.
And ensuring that the series does not come to an end quite just yet.
Is that 9 in a row? Is my math right?
Yes.
Cool. I mean, it takes these opening kills with a Hunter's Fury to essentially turn this round on its head, and still Yudotan almost makes a brilliant play
No,
there.
yeah, you can hear the casters in the background.
Again, on the fly, unorthodox
I don't know if it's the Japanese or the
Korean
casters.
So that he can cut towards
I think it's the Korean casters.
To make sure that he can, you know, he knows he's outmanned in that situation, and using that alarm bot as an extra person, basically. Smart stuff. Doesn't work out, but you know, with that dimensional drift available for May, but you're able to bait that out. So plenty of time here, plenty of rounds to work with for GE.
Can't even blame G for just trying to spam A. It's been working.
Able to find one. Escapes the gate crash, but down the 9 HP. Push forward.
Dude, look at my duelist Vice.
So far in, popping out.
My duelist Vice has beelined for the smoke back of sight. He's there so early.
Ult invested, weapons taken away. May dropping down out for Flowers.
Oh.
Kelly S having to backpedal. Shifts away, but Jinbung out of the Nebula. And Poppy clearly just not quite registering it. Ends up getting eliminated, but 2 players are so very low. And somehow
amazing,
May survives.
insanely patient on this one.
He's in with a headshot, Crystal. No util to speak of. You can see the frustration there in the player cam, realizing that it's just not worth.
Okay, they might need a
timeout
timeout though.
Fight this one out. The fuse comes in. DFM find themselves a 7th round victory.
I'll pick them apart. You clean up whatever's left.
Yeah. So this time, well, you're able to stop the Blade Storm from really doing a ton there. Kelly S trying to break the site open. Him and Poppy doing a good job, but this time around DFM coming from a couple of different
Map 1
angles.
vibes. No, both these maps have been very similar.
You know, GE kind of feeling pretty confident. Again, they have some rounds to play with, so they're allowed to try to push towards Art like Yudotan did. Try to push towards Secret. Yeah.
This has occurred to me that they still have 2 timeouts.
Who does?
DFM. They haven't used a single one.
Yeah, they got a. That is true as well.
Oh.
Did they even use a timeout for
right.
fast map?
I hadn't realized that either.
All right, well, a loss of May. Akame able to go
Dude,
ahead and find
Akame
Patrick
tanked
Hu,
down
so
to
trade
10
on the duelist,
HP.
but Akame down to 10. As things grind to a halt here. We just see what they can figure out around Art, but not much being gained here.
My ultimate's ready.
Strong spots out 1. Kelly S now ultimate going to be online. Might just pull the trigger on that once this
Comes down to the
ice wall
option.
is gone on B.
Then the player, not the position.
Just gonna use that steel guard.
Pushes Art forward.
Well,
so smart.
the round done.
There. Ready to find that elimination. Jien holding the door. However, Jinbung says, I got a classic. That's fine. Buy the bundle, baby. Peeks in. Yudotan going to take it down.
Yeah,
now the spike is stranded.
we got the spike in the middle.
All 3 players stacked up. GE would have to just brawl their way through this. It's clear on the flash. Headshot instantaneous.
Well,
Jinbung with the 3K cleanup.
Didn't think it would go down like that.
Still afloat.
Yeah, it's still alive.
They brought weapons made of
4?
to kill me.
I love the idea again from GE. Using that ult to flash players out, but fortunately, GN, whew. I mean, there have been some snappy shots from DFM, but the game plan widely has been much better for GE. And who's actually taking the timeout? Who
Time to get
actually pulled
ecoed?
the
Yeah,
trigger
that
here?
would be the same as the first map.
Global, yeah, they're
It's just
using their
really
second.
slow starts for DFM.
Still 2 for DFM.
Not feeling quite as confident, perhaps, on the closeout here as they were on Lotus. Where we didn't have to really see any intervention this time. Calling it for the pause. Wanting to ensure that they are able to bring this to a conclusion. Not let DFM take this all the way into overtime.
Very curious. You know, this can be one of those rounds. Can't quite remember what the economy's looking like here for GE, but try to go for something.
I believe it's not in a great
In the
spot.
timeouts,
Yeah,
yeah, they should have at
Here's the
least
biggest
timed out.
concern from me.
Even
Start of the map,
I just think
bonus
what they
conversion
had, they had
comes in 3 in a
5,
row for DFM.
Yeah.
5, and then they lost
Who's
4 in a
drifting?
row.
That's correct.
So yeah, they
How
should
many
have at
rounds in
least
a row?
timed out at like
DFM
round
just
10,
won.
to be
I see,
honest.
3.
And
Like
GE's
here?
on thrifty.
At the very least, I think a timeout has to come in just to get him 1 extra
So
round.
you're reading the tea leaves here.
Surely
Yeah.
it doesn't end like this.
Uh-huh.
No, this would be pretty much how Lotus
operator,
ended.
You've got a couple ults. You've got a dead
Whoa.
operator.
You got a dead op. It's
You
Patrick
have
Hood, who's over
recon
the top.
through the
That hero
roof, and then you
rifle
dash early
brings it out for the
here, and
operator.
you're dashing
Clappers covering fire.
high up, so you're landing
Obfuscation
faster
there
because
as
of the raised
Jen will be
platform
too
as
well to
well.
go ahead and ensure
I kind of like
that
this.
remains on the floor.
Well,
You completely owned your
Oh, he's got
dash if no
problems.
one's up, but
Yeah, is able to get away, not taking
On
any
an
damage.
eco strap when you got a hero gun, it's kind of cool.
Fortunate timing on that jiggle peek, but it does seed the operator back over to Kelly S this time.
Sure, I mean they
Change
doubled
of
the
directions,
guns.
Change of ideas. Art and May trying to set up just a check there. Getting some info, but it's actually a
Yeah, they
step
get the
ahead of
info,
where
they
GE was
rotate
coming,
over
so
towards
Art
B,
all
pretty
on his own
heavy.
here. There's no one else anywhere near this.
And he is in
Yeah,
such
dude,
a
Art's
committed
gotta,
position.
I mean,
with nothing
in an
to
ideal
play
world he
around
gets
with,
2,
nothing to really work
but he needs to at
for
least
him.
get 1.
The recon not used. Hits the first shot, hits a second.
Ideal world.
That might just be enough. Cosmic Divide now going to be called out, but
Oh.
already Yudotan pushing well past that.
30 seconds left.
Could be widely unconcerned. He looks to try to flood a little bit deeper, fight forward.
Oh.
Cannot find more. Crystal now on 1v2. The up in hand, the tap of the spike. Now we'll commit in for the plant itself.
I mean, he won a 1v3 earlier.
Cosmic Divide has dissipated.
Ooh,
Peek
okay.
in,
I was trying to build up.
Pre-firing the angle, we'll find the headshot, and this time,
Hey, Art did
DFM
good though. Art
will
did good.
not allow it
Art
to
did good, and I
happen, so
liked
was right.
the
And that's
like
gonna be them now getting
hero
up to 9.
round strat from G.
You can't admit though that you weren't not worried a little bit
Oh,
at moments during
as,
that round.
as soon as Hakame died. It's like, how have I done this?
It definitely felt like it, but great stuff here from Art. I mean, we see these moments from DFM, but
Yeah, I need
the bigger picture
Akame to be stricter with his
seemingly
TPing,
mostly
man.
in GE's favor, but 4 in a row for
Hit the
DFM.
dash and you get hit by the recon.
Not giving up.
You need to make it 7 to get this into OT.
Okay, 7
Doable.
chances
Got a
to
couple-
3
you got,
chances
well,
though.
one all that really matters, since you have the dimensional drift. Check with the drone. Akame trying to dodge it a little bit, but
I was gonna say, there's no one peeking to try to clear it here for him, so
Yeah.
we'll just have to send the shot. So operator
That
going to be
is-
identified.
Sure.
Needs to be able to get out of here if things go sideways. The drone
Recon to at least clear like here and here.
shoves them back.
Don't
a
want it
bit.
to get shot from
Start
sight.
popped. Not going to go for a timing
Oh,
shot.
boy.
They all drift across. The swing out tries to
Kinda
hit
close.
the hospital flick, but this time we'll be able to get out unscathed.
now that's a tough play. Good job by GE
Ooh,
there to
jump
at least
peek into
break that
swing.
angle open, but this is kind of opening up the rest
I
of the
get
map
it.
for them. There's going to be the wall that Yudotan, see if he pops it or not. He just pinged it out. Hasn't opted. I don't think he got it to go just yet. I'm not sure, but they're just waiting now for the reinforcements.
It's really nice time from DFM as well. So they
Make
cleared
sure
the
that
angle by looking, and then they clear
every
this
position is
behind
clear
here with the
here.
recon as well.
Do have the
So now
cosmic
the
divide,
heavier
so maybe
rotate
just
can
gonna
go over
set it up
towards
with
A. Should
cover
get the
the front of
chamber
the
there in
site.
time. There should be 3 people.
That's my guess.
All
Big
goes
pressure made.
in. Do they want to
Just
play in front of it?
expiring.
Because they can smoke
Gonna be a little
forms
bit
to
further
delay.
away. Patrick who looks for the
And
opener,
Patrick might have
finds
just
it.
won
Jinboom
that.
going to be taken down. Sight widely opened up. 20 seconds remaining on the clock to push forward. Crystal going for the plant. Thorn set up.
Ah, it's such a
Spike
strong
in play.
plant.
5 players still strong here for the side of G as they look to bring this series to its end. Dimensional drift out. May scouting calls here. Noticing Patrick who's on the corner. Akame able to hold the line. Finds the first. Now brings it back into a 4v4. Time working against them. The swing up from Yudotan faces back in towards mid. Arc going to be eliminated. Jien off screen able to find Kelly S and May flushes out
Ooh.
Yudotan. The Hunter's Fury.
They got it
try and
half.
delay. Jien going to be taken down.
Got it half. Could just go for it. Oh god, the
Saved
ult
up,
tagged
but
them
look
both.
at the damage. Both of them eating the hit.
Oh,
As May
damn, bro.
dies, but the
He
fuse
just
is
snuck
there.
it.
Akame
He just
doing
snuck
his
it.
best
7
Sylvan.
HP.
comes away.
Oh my,
with
this
a
is,
round win,
dude, it's
DFM.
getting crazy close.
2 off, taking us now into
Honestly, that
overtime.
should have been it from GE. I
I
thought
mean,
DFM
this
messed
looked
up
like
where they didn't trust in
this
like
was
their smoke.
Game set match for GE.
When there was no trade here, I thought it was
Patrick
done.
who gets the opening kill. Then things kind of start to crumble a little bit. Yudotan there, able to be cleared out of ARP. But I
Oof.
mean, there was so much
Yeah,
post-play
30
utility.
HP from.
I mean, you had
Honestly,
Nanos,
30
you
HP
had
from the
Astra,
earlier.
you had the Vice util, you had the Hunter's Fury. I thought for
Is
sure
this a
GE
recon
was
dash
just
that
going
they
to be
go
able
for
to kind
again?
of scrape by on that. But again,
Yeah,
DFM
it
is
is
getting more
recon
active on the map.
dash.
They're coming from more angles
Want
on
to go
these
fast start.
retakes. And that started to get them these round wins that they so desperately needed. Kind of
Problem
made
is
it
now
a lot
though,
more difficult for
like
GE
DFM
to
will
just
take
post
this,
up and
lose
into their
art, well,
post-plant
lose the
positions.
fast bit of art, but they know
they're
they
able to
got the
clear
dash
players
out of them.
fast enough to just barely squeak through.
Art
the
gets
round win now.
Kelly
Push
gets his
towards
ult.
Art, trying to overstack this A-side angle. GN's like, well, I've been here before, and this is something that GE's been dipping into to win rounds.
Akame's playing
here at main and behind the
really in front of his head, in front of his TP again.
Lockdown in play. So it's in towards main once again. But
what do they do? Do they then smoke, and then pinch?
About this position, but isn't going to confirm anything here. The jiggle peek out.
Smokes go deeper than I thought, but they should be pinching this guy. Guys, pinch this guy. Okay, good call.
From his rendezvous. As the
nice shot.
Gets ready to come through. Nice flick, finds one.
Nice shot.
Take it down. The redraw on the op, and Patrick Hu is dead.
Ah, it's unlucky, bro. That was a close shot as well.
This final flick
he played
cannot
great,
make it happen,
though.
but Kelly S is the last one standing. Is my God DFM. You look at the money here for the side of Global Esports. A full loss bonus. But it's just Kelly S slowly slipping away.
Last chance. They're at least going to save an op on attack.
This one round away from an overtime.
Right? Is he getting around the corner in time? Yeah.
This is
min-maxing the one away. Did he might not save
like
this?
It was just going to be GE kind of running away with this
boy.
series. Oh. An overtime. Well, okay. Kelly S.
Okay.
He's so low.
7 chances to 1 last chance.
I mean, what a play here.
And they know they pick up an op, so you imagine they're going to do the whole thing where they try and get a pick over towards B.
The first one was great. The second one, I couldn't believe.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's like, I'm peeking, I'm shooting, and I'm moving back, and I'm just going to keep swinging side to side until they take me out. He has a great job with it.
Oh, gets the Odin
their
out.
round life. I mean, GE.
Up on defense, up on attack, Odin on defense. Kelly S.
Got outplayed.
Kelly S takes the Bulldog, even though he's been having a crazy good game. Art gets his ult. That's the only ult we should be seeing. Maybe Patrick with a kill. Jinbong with a kill, maybe.
This be the tool that gets them into overtime, gets them an opportunity to still yet extend this series over towards split.
God, must have been seeing 2 must have been tempting to ult there.
That might be a bit of bait from GE. You know, G's been doing this so much. And he kind of recognizes that they might overstack this angle again, so I better get out of there and just wait this out. Still have the Hunter's Fury as well for Art, so he's getting into what I suspect is a position to try to find some value out of that. TP being sent out by May to try to cover over towards the A site.
Because you know they saved an op, so even I was expecting them to do a play where like you're trying to get info here, and this is the first time we've actually like peeked to give them a pick. And we're like 1 minute in, so they use the pressure of B, knowing that they know they have an op. Actually, just walk up close, and then no one's going to be peeking. This is going to be interesting. We've got 4-person here. Do they fast flank?
They're on the nano. Hunter's Fury going to be coming in, but it's going to be late. Now having to assess and try to spot out these players. The updraft out the window shot. Somehow not connecting.
Dude, imagine that Patrick gets a kill here as well. Holy. And he gets his knives. Oh my god, it's huge. The call was good, and Patrick might have just owned it. And they had a chance to take him down, really.
DFM now.
Oh man, he's still going.
Swing on the corner, the last one left standing.
He's still going. It was a lovely call from GE though. This like pre-barrier call from GE was awesome. Because again, even I was thinking they were just going to go for the normal pick over towards B. Created so much pressure. Pushed them out of position with the B pressure. And then everyone was just off-site, free A-site. So the ult didn't hit.
Stage 1.
Oh, what a final round there.
This is a fun game to watch in the end.
Welcome to VCT Pacific.
DFM just had slow starts.
Big win here for Global Esports as they looked